Greetings, I'm Professor Hobo, and welcome to another HOBOTECH product review. Today we have the Blackfire Pack 500 546 watt-hour portable power station, aka solar generator. Well, it certainly looks the part with its blingy display and cool graphics and neat case and nice fold-down handle, and it can be had with a really cool clip-on Bluetooth speaker. But how does it compare to the competition? Let's find out. So what do you get in the box with the Blackfire Pack 500? Well, it's pretty skimpy. You get a manual, and you get an AC charger. That's it. Nothing else. Now the user manual is at least full pages. You don't have to squint to read it. And it gives you the specifications here, all these warnings. Explains the display to you. It does tell you this is a unique feature. You can press the units button and get all kinds of different displays to show up. Tells you can charge with a 18-volt solar panel at 54 watts. Does support pass-through charging, and has the typical overload conditions and a Blackfire accessory mount. And that's all she wrote. And if you get the bundle with the Bluetooth speaker, which I highly recommend, it comes with a USB charging cable and an audio cable, so in case you don't want to use Bluetooth, you can plug this manually into your phone or tablet or whatever and get audio. This thing sounds pretty good, and it's got all the typical features of pause, forward, reverse track, stuff like that. Holds a charge for a really long time, has a really cool mounting system on the back for the Pack 500. Specifications. The battery size on this is 546 watt hours. It is standard lithium ion, made with LG brand 18650 cells, strangely rated for 500 cycles to 70% instead of the typical 80%. I have no idea why. The size 11 3/4 by 7.5 by 7 1/4. Weight is around 15 pounds. The build quality of this is actually quite nice. It's very thick and solid ABS plastic. I feel like I could almost drop this thing on the ground and not even hurt it. And one of my favorite features is this nice ABS handle with a rubber grip underneath. This thing is not slipping in your hands, very comfortable to pick up. As you can see, I can pick it up easily with one hand, no problem. It folds flat, so those of you in vans and RVs or other places with limited space, unlike a jackery which has a giant permanent plastic handle on the top, this folds flat, and it's actually quite attractive looking. Now note, it does have the Bluetooth speaker mount here on the side. This is one of the special features of this. I've never seen anything like this at another power station, which lets you mount accessories like that to it. We'll get into more details about how that works in a bit. And note, those of you interested in UL listed products, this actually is a UL listed power station, so you don't have to worry about it burning your house down. Now the best feature about this power station is its display. It's top of the class. Not only does it show you input and output wattage and a complete battery percentage display along with the icon, it also shows you charge and discharge time remaining, as well as amps and watt hours. So it'll tell you how many watt hours you've used or put back into the battery. I've never seen this before in any other power station. Very cool display. It's actually why I decided to review this model in the first place, because I thought this thing looked really cool. Now the inverter built into this is a 300 watt pure sine inverter with a 600 watt peak, and it does have 2 outlets. Does this have a PWM or MPPT controller for those of you interested in the solar charging of this? This does have the basic PWM voltage controller in it. So no, it's not designed to charge super fast with a solar panel, but the Jackery Explorer 500 also has PWM charging, and a lot of them in this class do. Only the newest models or the latest technology really use MPPT charging. Now there are 3 ways to charge. One, of course, is from AC wall outlet, and this is the only adapter you get. This will accept the solar panel, 8mm, just like Jackery, Blue Eddy, and others. However, they don't give you any kind of adapters with it. There's no MC4 to 8mm, there's no adapters at all. Now, if you do want to charge with 12 volts from vehicle accessory power, this does not include the adapter for that, so you're going to need to buy it separately. I do have them available on hobotech.tv/Amazon under adapters. You'll need to get something that goes from a 12-volt male to 8mm. Now, the claim charge time for this is 8 to 10 hours. And that's from any source. That's from AC wall outlet, from solar, from 12 volt. But I'll show you using my own voltage regulated power supply, I can charge this in 5 hours, which pretty much puts it on par with Jackery. Now this power station does not have a 12 volt output. Let me repeat that. There is no 12 volt output whatsoever. There's no cigarette lighter adapter, there's no 5.5mm, there's no battery clamps, there's no jump starter port, No 12 volt at all on this power station. So take note of that. If that's important to you, this just isn't going to be for you. This does have 4 USB outputs. 2 of them are standard USB-A, the other 2 are standard USB-C. There is no quick charging on this device, so if you need to charge an iPad or something that requires quick charging, this device isn't going to be for you. Now, what is cool and unique is that, of course, you can get this bundle with the Bluetooth speaker, and again, I highly recommend that. I think it's one of the coolest features of this is its mountable Bluetooth speaker, which of course you can charge from the power station, and I think it only adds like $25 to $30 to the purchase price. And the warranty on the Blackfire, 12 months. Now, the professor did take this into his lab and perform the typical standard test that I do on all these power stations. First of which is the battery capacity test. They claim 546 watt hours. We usually use a 12 volt output port to test this. However, since they have a 12 volt output and they didn't have a power delivery port that supplies 60 watts, I had to go old school and actually discharge this using the AC inverters. Final result for the Blackfire, which is totally dead, is 460 watt hours from the inverter, and it ran 236 minutes total. Now, the results were surprising because I still got 460 usable watt hours even through the inverter. So this battery is rated 546 watt hours. It's putting out at least 500 or more internally to the battery, and of course some power wasted to the inverter. So 84% is what we got out of the discharge test. So this is good for 84% of its total capacity. Next, we did the pure sine wave check at 260 watts. We still have a pure sine. So this passes the pure sine wave check. Next, we did the inverter capacity test. We checked to see how much we can push out of this little inverter. We're going to find out truly what this inverter can pull, and I have no idea why the screen is just all over the place, but okay, we're beginning the test. The meter says 183 watts. That says 189. So it's close to accurate at this point. It seems to go wonky as soon as I put my hairdryer on. So again, let's do the hairdryer on low with no heat just to get it to around 300 watts. See, instantly I'm pulling 300 watts. Down here, it's 340, 378. It's saying I'm pulling them, 360. Still says 305. Now it's around accurate, no, now it's down to 240. 230. 250. You hear, guys, I'm not changing anything. This is rock solid at 305 watts. So this meter is all over the place. Like, how are you supposed to know how much power you're pulling from the thing? I'm waiting. It's still bouncing up and down. Like, it bounced at 345, 368, 383. Can we get 400? Oh, 355. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, guys. But let's go ahead and push this a little bit harder. This is a 300 watt inverter. Let's see if we can put more. See if we can get like 350, 400 out of it before it shuts down. Okay, 330. It says 420 on the Blackfire. Yeah, it says 420, 418. It's over 100 watts wrong. Now you guys know why I got this. So test the accuracy of these meters. Well, it seems to be able to hold 330 watts without any problem. Yeah, 400 shuts it down pretty quick. Looks like our final result is we know it can handle 330 watts indefinitely, but anything much more than that, it just shuts down pretty much instantly. As you can see, we got a respectable 330 watts out of a 300 watt inverter. Not too bad. Can you charge it while it's in use? Does the Blackfire support pass-through charging? In other words, can you charge it while you use the inverter and USB? Verified you can use the USB and the inverter at the same time you charge it from any power source. So what's the max charge rate? Blackfire claims this thing will only charge at 54 watts, and that's from a standard 12-volt source, solar panel, or using their AC adapter. However, if you use a higher wattage solar panel or a boost converter or a voltage-regulated power supply like I do, you can get it to charge up to 95 watts, which is, again, with the competition like Jackery, you can charge this in about 5 hours. At 12 volts, it charges at 37.2 watts, so you can charge it from a 12-volt DC source, such as a lead-acid battery, or plug it into your cigarette lighter even when the engine's not running. Take it up to 13.6, a typical alternator. If your engine's running, how fast will it charge? 41.5 watts. Take it up to topped-up lead-acidville here, 14.5 volts. The input is 44.7 watts. Let's take it up to basic solar panel level at 18 volts. You're now charging at 57.5 watts. Let's take it up to what would typically be VOC for a solar panel around the 22 watt range, or around the 22 volt range. We're now charging at 68 watts, which is significantly better. You have to recall this is a pretty large power station, over 500 watt hours. So if you're charging with a single solar panel, no matter how good it is, the maximum charge rate is 68 watts. Now let's go ahead and cheat by pumping up the voltage as high as this thing will take it and see what the actual maximum charge rate of this thing is. Okay, at 30.8 volts, we're now charging at a more respectable 95 watts. This is obviously a PWM controller. This is not MPPT, because it is varying considerably with the voltage. It is not remaining consistent. It's not trying to figure anything out. The more voltage I pump in, the more wattage I get. And there we go. As soon as I hit 31 volts, the screen turned off, so the maximum that this thing will take is just over 30 volts. 30.5 volts, 94 watts. So the maximum charge rate under any situation, any circumstance, is going to be 95 watts. That means even using this fast charger, which is as fast as you can get, it's still going to take about 5 to 6 hours to top this up. Now, if we go back to solar panel level, 22 volts, say you have a big 200 watt solar panel that you're going to plug into this, and we can get 22 volts out of that solar panel. You can expect to get 68 watts of charging. What does that mean? That means you better have 8 very good hours of sun to top this thing up from dead. We did test out the Bluetooth speaker. We can show you that. Now, one of the cool things about the Blackfire, one of the reasons why I accepted testing this machine, is that you can get it with this really cool Bluetooth speaker that just mounts right to the side of the power station, is powered by the power station, and gives you a nice little speaker. So you can connect your tablet, your phone, your laptop, and listen to music or whatever you want to do. Listen to your laptop and with a better speaker using the battery in the Blackfire, which lasts you pretty much forever. I mean, days and days and days of powering one of these. So let's take this out of the package and let's see how it works. Okay, here's the Blackfire Bluetooth speaker, and it says it's magnetically mounted. So this is the first time I'm going to try this. Oh, there we go. It says the button's on top. Oh. Well, I was trying to figure out why they included these cables, right? They have this USB cable here, and they got this audio cable here. And it looks like this actually doesn't charge from the Blackfire at all. You have to run this cable over to a USB port. I thought it was just going to maybe wirelessly charge it, or because I noticed there were no connectors here. I saw this little If you guys can see that, there's these 3 little dots. But then I noticed there's nothing in here. There's no contacts in here to charge anything. So this speaker isn't automatically charged by the Blackfire by hooking it up. It does come with a tripod mount. I guess you want to mount this speaker on a tripod somewhere. So took some of the excitement out of this. I thought this charged directly from the Blackfire. So okay, let's old school it. Let's run an extension cable. I notice it's regular micro USB. It's not USB-C, so you got to put it in a certain way. Okay, I just noticed. You can see it now. There's a little flashy light there. And I'm guessing it probably just synced to my phone. Okay, we're pairing it here. It says BTSM1. I'm guessing that's the speaker. Okay, now we have it paired to my phone. I'm going to go ahead and play a few seconds of the loud, nasty, heavy metal music that most of you hate. But to give you an idea of how loud it is actually pretty loud for a little tiny speaker. And what's pretty cool is that you can control your phone. I'll put my phone right here so you know I'm not cheating. Put it right there where you guys can see it. I can actually switch tracks by pressing the buttons on top. Let's go ahead and play. Quick tapping turns the audio up and down. Okay, so there we go. That shouldn't cause any copyright violation. It's only a few seconds. But it gives you guys an idea of what you can do here. You can pause it. There you go. So you can completely control whatever device remotely with the speaker. And of course you don't even have the speaker on here now that I see that it doesn't charge from there. So you can unhook it, carry the speaker, put it in your pocket, put it up on the tripod, like I'm guessing that's why they have that there, put it up on a tripod. It looks like it might even be semi rainproof if you just cover this back up here. Yeah, allows you to control the music. Yep, there you go. That's pretty handy. I kind of like it. It's pretty loud for a single little speaker that big. This is definitely better than a speaker you'd have on your laptop or tablet or your phone. If you want to rock out to some music, and you can just disconnect it, it's very portable. The only thing I don't like is that you got to tether it to your power station to charge it. But it does have its own battery, so I guess you can just charge it up completely and then use it how you see fit. And it looks like you can put some kind of lanyard through there and maybe even hang it off your neck or something. There you go. If you want to imagine that bling around your neck, you can hang this from your neck and rock out. So what do I like about the Blackfire PAC 500? First is the design. I mean, this thing just looks great. It's very pretty. I like the colors, really well designed. That screen is amazing. Of course, I keep talking about the fold down handle is great. The multifunction display is the meat and potatoes here. Unfortunately, it's a little wonky, but I like the fact that it shows all this information. I also like the fact that you can bundle this with a pretty good performing Bluetooth speaker. So what do I don't like about the Blackfire PAC 500? The fact it has no 12-volt output, no power delivery ports, no quick charge ports. For as state-of-the-art as this thing looks, it's really just a dinosaur in a turkey costume. I also don't like the fact this has a PWM controller instead of MPPT. Pretty much all the competition now has MPPT in this format. Now you can charge this faster if you use my quick charger technique. I put a video out 2 videos ago. I show how to get a variable voltage controller to quickly charge power stations such as this that have the older PWM controllers on it. Otherwise you're going to wait about 8 hours to charge this thing, which for most people is probably going to be too long. And the final thing I don't like is the fact they didn't include any accessories except the wall charger. Now they call this a solar generator, and they talk about in the book how you can charge it with a solar panel, but they don't even give you a $10 adapter with it. I don't know if that's cost cutting or what, but every single power station to date that I've ever tested at least comes with a 12-volt charger or a solar cable or something besides the AC wall adapter. So if you do decide to charge with solar or 12-volt, be prepared to buy adapters. I do have those adapters on HOBOTECH.tv/Amazon under adapters. Product price, the current retail price for the Blackfire PAC 500 is $4.99 on Amazon. However, I did ask the company if they would provide a promo code. I haven't heard back yet, but by the time this video posts, I should have heard back from them. So if there is a promo code, look in the description below, along with a link to this to Amazon. If there's a promo code, I'll list it right there next to the link. Now, competition for this size is the Jackery Explorer 500. The difference between the PAC 500 and the Jackery is that the Jackery offers a regulated 12-volt output, a larger 500-watt inverter, slightly more usable battery capacity for the same price. Now, the Blackfire has a better display, better packaging with the folding handle. It does have 2 AC outlets instead of just 1, and does offer basic USB-C charging. Now, the $500 power station segment is pretty hot. The MaxOak AC50 is actually $130 cheaper than this and offers true power delivery ports, 3 12-volt outputs, wireless charging, folding handle, and a cool lantern feature. That may be the better buy for some of you, and if you're interested in that, I'll have a link to that below in the description as well. Who's the market of the Blackfire aimed at? It's mostly for those people that enjoy the look and packaging, they like the screen, but they don't require 12-volt output for anything. And it's really only for those who want to use an AC inverter for smaller appliances and only need basic USB charging. If you don't need power delivery, quick charge ports, or anything fancy like that, this might actually suit you. Now, the recommended solar panel for this is pretty much any 100-watt folding solar panel that I have up on hobotech.tv/Amazon under solar kits. Almost all of them have an 8mm plug that you can use to plug into the 8mm port on this and charge it with a solar panel. I wouldn't bother with more than 100 watts because this is PWM, and no matter how much you pump in, it's probably going to limit itself to around 60 watts charging. And if you're interested in the Blackfire PAC 500, don't forget there's a link in the description below along with a potential promo code. It's all going to be down there in the description, so check it out. Thanks for watching. If you learned something today, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below, and if you're not a subscriber already, you know what to do. That's it for now. Till next time.
Odin commands you to like and subscribe, and clean my litter box. RV Golf Guy, Z Foxfire.